Hi, my name is Shamar Winston, and this is my third pitch for my game Mimic. Have you ever wanted a twin? What if I told you that you and this twin shared a special power? The ability to imitate or mimic anything around you. What would you guys do with this power? In my game, the view of it is going to be a 3D puzzle platformer. The theme is going to have a thrilling dark undertone, where the levels will be made up of rooftops, alleyways, city streets, and underpasses. Goals and rules. Players must avoid getting caught by the government at all costs. They must beat the bosses in each level. They must solve unique puzzles within each level. Rules. Players can only take on forms for no more than 20 seconds when their powers are at its max. Players' powers can be decreased the further apart the players are, which means that the amount of time players can hold forms can be shortened. Only one of the two players are able to attack during combat, while the other is forced to defend them and give them power boost and support. Actions and gameplay. The players can imitate or mimic anything within the environment that they touch or are near. Each form that the player takes on has different effects and skill sets that can either help or hinder the players. Players' abilities are stronger when the two are closer together, and they're weaker when the two are farther apart. Players must use these powers to solve puzzles within the level. Players can also engage in combat with enemies. Players must work as a team to overcome both of these obstacles. Examples of this would be the players must think strategically and be mindful of their positions when engaging in combat, because the boost could aid them drastically within the fight. Players must also probably distance themselves and spread themselves out more when trying to solve a puzzle. That way they can survey the environment more and have more abilities and powers to their disposal. Decisions. Players have to decide what forms to take on that will aid them given the situation. Players often have to make decisions when engaging in combat as well. Players must also try to move as one unit. Given the amount of distance between them could cause a decrease in power, and in turn, the amount of distance between them could cause an increase in power as well. These guidelines force the player to think of more strategic ways to tackle a task. Comparisons. A game I could compare this to would be Mario Odyssey. The two games are very similar in the fact that they're both 3D co-op platformers. Also in the fact that the hat in Mario Odyssey is able to mimic or imitate creatures within the Mario world. What makes these two games different is the way that teamwork is performed in each game. In my game, distance plays a huge part in how the players engage in combat and engage in solving puzzles. Risk and anti-forces. The anti-force in this game is the government enemy out to capture the boys and bring them in for testing. The players also must fight against the system, given that the powers decrease every time they are farther apart. Some of the risks is balancing what the players are allowed to imitate within the environment and the different systems conflicting and creating meaningful choice for the players.